Over the last year, like so many companies and so many industries, we've been forced to adapt to working in a much more remote and virtual fashion. And I think that we have, as a company, mostly done a great job working through those learning curves, running better meetings, getting acquainted with the technology, whether it's Zoom or other platforms, making sure that, now lighting is correct, backdrops are professional, computers are elevated. And I think we've done a really great job of learning how to execute virtual and remote events. One of the challenges now for not just Cutco and Vector, but a lot of industries, has been how do we work as we start to transition to a hybrid model? I think with all the gains we've had working remotely, there'll never be a time where we are not going to have to worry about the technology or Zoom or the people that are joining us for the virtual meetings. But at the same time, there's a lot of value and strength in in-person interactions in our in-person meetings. And so what we're finding, though, is that when you start to meld the two, while we're great at live and while we've gotten really good at virtual, when you start to put the two together, there's some unique challenges that if we're not thinking about and planning ahead, really can limit the experience for at least half of our attendees. So there are a few quick and easy steps you can make this a much better experience for everyone involved. That's what we're going to quickly talk about here today. Now, this problem is not going to be unique to our company. Forbes had an article here recently talking about the fact that a lot of employees do prefer to work remotely, but there are some challenges that go along with that hybrid model.
You may not get the whole thing, but can you get a couple things that you can go and you can use now? Even if you use them and they don't sound good the first time, it's okay because you're going to get better as you use them.
So what you're seeing here is one of the hybrid meetings that we ran not too long ago. And truthfully, this meeting was primarily for the people in person, but we've been promoting a virtual job, so it's not weird that people wanted to attend virtually. And there just wasn't enough thought or planning or preparation that went into it. Now, these are extreme examples, and we sorted things out as it went, but unfortunately, when you just have a laptop out and it's just getting kind of whatever angle you can get, people are running the meeting for the people that are there live, all of a sudden it becomes challenging, and there's no question it was a lesser experience for the people who are with us remotely. So now that we know this is a problem we need to take seriously, what can we do about it? Well, there's a couple easy steps. First off, about $80 on Amazon will fix 95% of the issues, but you just need a little bit of thought, a little bit of planning beforehand, and you also need to make sure you have somebody that is always on the virtual side managing that experience, typing notes in the chat box, notifying the speakers or the MC if something isn't coming through correctly or someone's off camera, and just keeping their eyes on the prize. So there's going to be three main pieces of equipment that you're going to need to purchase: an external microphone, an external webcam, and a tripod. Now here you'll see the external webcam that we use. There are dozens of options for tripods. Just find something that meets your needs and your budget. And then a USB microphone is going to allow you to put a mic on the podium and get much better quality sound. Now, the great thing about this is you're going to set this up and it's going to free you up a lot of space so that way your speakers can still use their laptops for notes, and it's not intrusive to the people attending the meeting live. As you can see here, it's not really noticeable. It doesn't get in anyone's way, but it's going to greatly enhance the experience for the people remotely. I like to put the microphone there. You might need a USB hub or extender so that way you can reach your laptop depending where you're set up. But this is what it actually looks like when you have all this put together.
Nicole talked very, very quickly about making $10,000 in the month of January, but it got to the point where every January we knew that you were going to sell this much and you're going to go on the trip and you're going to be excited. And it became a normal, natural thing.
If you're telling yourself you don't have time, you're lying to yourself. If you're telling yourself you're not good enough, you're lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself and get out of your own way. Stop being fearful that you can't get more recommendations, because you can if you're willing to be a student of the business. Stop telling yourself that you can't book enough appointments, because you can if you're willing to not have fear and you're willing to just push through. Stop telling yourself that you haven't sold enough because the guy next to you got 84 recommendations and he's probably sold 5 homemakers. Stop comparing yourself to everyone else in this room and focus on what you've learned today. Stop having fear. It's hardwired into every human being, but you just got to get past it.
So that's just to give you a taste and some examples of how when you're set up correctly, you get all the power and connection that comes from a speaker just really connecting with a room and a group, and it comes across on Zoom. It comes across to the people that are with us remotely or virtually. So the reality is it's not that hard, but we do need to prioritize the experience of all our reps and make sure, just like we adapted to working virtually, we're continuing to adapt and offer the best-in-class experience for all of our hybrid meetings going forward.